Hi everyone, it's Diane. Nice to see you again today. Here's what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about motivation, inspiration, and accountability. And we just covered this subject in our second year emerging leaders earlier today, and thought I'd share some of the things that we talked about and some of the thoughts that we had. So, first, motivation. What is motivation? Motivation is the process that initiates and guides and maintains goal oriented behaviors. That's the technical description. It's what causes you to act, whether it is getting a glass of water to reduce thirst or reading a book to gain knowledge. And it turns out that there's a fair bit of science behind motivation. Motivation is related to dopamine, which is one of the chemicals in our brain. And when we are low on dopamine, we're low on motivation. And when there is dopamine, it results in us craving something, craving a better state, whatever it might be, and that then triggers our motivation. Now, I'm not a scientist. If you want the technical description of this, please Google it, look it up. But loosely, what I want to tell you today is that there is science behind motivation. And I think it's fair to say everybody loses motivation sometimes. And I would ask you, has it been harder or easier or about the same for you to be motivated during the pandemic? Maybe you've been motivated professionally or in your leadership work and less motivated at home, or maybe vice versa. I'm wondering about what strategies you've used to motivate yourself. I think, again, everyone loses motivation sometimes. Sometimes it has to do with our self-care routines that get off kilter. Maybe we're not eating well, maybe we're not healthy, maybe we're not getting enough exercise, which is kind of a vicious circle. And maybe we're bored and there's too much routine. Maybe there's a pandemic going on. These are all factors that affect our motivation. And, one of the things that I think is really important is to recognize and acknowledge when your motivation is low. And some of the tricks, if you will, are things like celebrating or aiming for small accomplishments, small wins, incremental steps that actually help you to understand that you're making progress on whatever the task at hand is, whether it's something in your leadership journey or whether it's something personally. Sharing those small wins with others. Celebrate the small wins. Life's too short not to celebrate small wins. And so oftentimes we wait until we're at the end goal to celebrate. And what I would encourage you to do is just take the time to celebrate what has been going well and where those small wins are, because that again builds into bigger wins. And self-care, sleep, nutrition, physical activity, all of those things are really essential to making sure that we are keeping ourselves motivated. And knowing when to seek support from others. Having a trusted friend, colleague, partner, someone to talk to is really important. And again, recognizing and acknowledging when motivation is low. And understanding yourself well enough to know, what, this is the kind of task I'm going to work on today because I'm not motivated to do something that requires more brain power, or more physical power, or whatever it might be, and being okay with that. The next thing I want to talk about, which I think is the secret ingredient, if you will, to motivation, and that is about inspiration. And inspiration is defined, again, in the dictionary or Google, depending on where you look, as the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something creative. And I think that for me, I know when my motivation is low, I draw on my inspiration to figure out how to proceed. And for me, inspiration is absolutely grounded in the golden circle. The golden circle was developed by a brilliant man by the name of Simon Sinek, and who wrote a book and did a fantastic TED Talk. I would ask you to take a look at that. Again, use Google. It's the best way to find this information out. And his book is called It Starts With Why. And it really does get to, for me, the life-changing inspiration of why it is that we actually show up every day? Why is it that we do the work we do? So oftentimes we talk about the what, and sometimes we talk about the how, but very rarely can we articulate the why. Why is it that you chose the work you're doing today? Why is it that you come to work with enthusiasm and passion? Why is it that you've worked with BGC for as long as you have? Why is it that you think that this is the work that you want to do for the rest of your life? Why is it that this fills your cup? When we think about BGC, I'm using the new term now, you see, not Boys and Girls Club, but BGC. When we think about BGC, our why as an organization is our vision statement. The reason that we exist as an organization is that everybody on our team believes that children, youth, and families, and children in particular, can grow to be healthy, happy, responsible adults who achieve their potential and their dreams. If we don't believe that as an organization and as people who work with BGC, then probably we're working for the wrong organization. Because vision is our why. Everything we do stems from that belief. Our how is by providing safe, supportive spaces where kids can develop skills and their self-esteem and grow to be responsible, all within our core values of respect and belonging, of encouragement and support, working together and speaking out. That's our how. Our how is our mission. That's what differentiates Boys and Girls Clubs, because we know how we do that. And that doesn't matter if you're working in a child care program or in a counseling program or anything in between. That's how we do that. And our what is what we do. So we offer child care programs. We offer after-school programs. We offer integrated family development programs. We offer family resource programs. The list is long. But everything we do, every activity we do, whether you're working in on the finance team, one of our administrators, if you are one of our maintenance folks, if you are working in childcare, or if you're working as a family counselor, those are our activities. But what binds us together, what inspires us, is the fact that we believe we're making a difference. We believe that we are helping kids to grow to be happy, healthy, successful adults. That's our why. So when we think about how this translates personally, then what I would ask you to do is to think about what your why is. Why is it that you show up to work every day? Why is it that you think the work you're doing is important? It's passion. It inspires you. For me, my why is that developing leaders to not only be the best they can today, but who will then in turn develop other leaders, is my why. I am passionate about that. That's what brings me to work every day. Well, I don't come every day now because I'm semi-retired. But the days I do come, that's why I'm here. And that passion and that belief is what drives me. And that's what motivates me. So again, what I'm hoping that you see is the connection between inspiration and your why and motivation. So what I would encourage you to do is answer 3 questions. Why do you show up every day? How do you show up? How do you lead? How are you in your role? How do you go about your work? And the last one is, what activities do you do? And then you will be able to figure out what the difference between your inspiration is and your motivation to do the work that you're doing is. So hopefully that's helpful. Go to Simon Sinek's TED Talk, We have copies of Simon's book. It starts with why. Again, it was a game changer for me. I'm hopeful that you will find the same wisdom in Simon's words. So we're going to switch tacks for, well, we're not switching really. Accountability is, in my opinion, an extension of motivation and inspiration. And accountability